Here in Taiwan, the fines for breaking quarantine are no joke. This month, a migrant worker in Kaohsiung was fined 100,000 Taiwan dollars for stepping outside his quarantine facility for just 8 seconds. But are there really no exceptions to the rule, not even in the event of, say, an earthquake? In the wake of Thursday's powerful quake that was felt island-wide, questions are being raised about whether quarantiners are allowed to flee their homes in an emergency. At its press conference on Friday, the Central Epidemic Command Center had the answers.
With buildings shaking violently, people exercising in the gym are urged to head out, and one by one they fill the sidewalk. But what are home quarantiners to do? Recently, a quarantine migrant worker in Kaohsiung who stepped outside for a mere 8 seconds was fined 100,000 NT.
对哈，我都没有想到哎，是不是要给他们一个紧急的那个联络方式？当有紧急的状况的时候，他们好像时间也没办法哈。
还是要戴口罩外出啊，还是逃命要紧啊。
Locals ponder the question. In the event of a fire or earthquake, are people in quarantine really not allowed to leave their buildings?
如果发生这个天然灾害或事故的时候，
If there is a natural disaster or an accident, if there is a need to run for shelter in an emergency, of course those who are in isolation or quarantine can put on a mask and temporarily leave the place of isolation or quarantine. After the emergency situation has passed, they can hurry back to the place where they were quarantined. So there is no need for people to worry that they will be fined because they had to seek refuge in an emergency.
Nationwide, there are 123 people recovering from COVID-19, placed in hospital isolation wards. How are they to escape in the event of an earthquake? It's another head-scratcher.
医院的那个也是有逃难的一些。
Hospitals also have regulations on seeking refuge in the event of an emergency, which hospital personnel can instruct patients on. Whatever you need to do to escape an emergency, that's what you do.
The CECC is assuring the public that it won't fine people breaking quarantine during an emergency, but those in hospitals should follow the instructions of hospital staff. Quarantining doesn't have to mean getting crushed in an earthquake.